Live. Hello, heroes, and welcome to my series of streams promoting Cosmic Century Knights, a new role-playing game that I've developed. I am James D'Amato. In other contexts, I am your host and game master. I suppose I'm that there as well, but more importantly, I'm your host and game designer. Cosmic Century Knights is a tabletop role-playing system that I wrote alongside Drew Merzieski, and we are publishing it through Possible Worlds Games. And as part of that publishing process, we are going to be crowdfunding it soon. That starts in September 2nd. So to prepare for that and give everybody a preview of the game, I've organized streams with some extraordinarily talented friends and folks that I am meeting for the first time in the context of running this game for them. And I'm extremely excited about that. So before we dive into character creation, I wanted everybody to meet the wonderful folks on the stream. And first up with me is Sam Lay. Sam, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, my name is Sam. I'm also a tabletop game designer. I publish under Blinking Birch Games. And I'm really excited to see what this game's all about. I like knights, I like swords. Can't wait.
Sam, because folks are obviously going to fall in love with your ideas, where can they find you around the internet once they're clamoring to see more of your work?
Sure. I am at Goblin Mixtape on Blue Sky and pretty much everywhere else. And my you can find pretty much all of my landing pages at blinkingbirchgames.com.
Excellent, excellent. Next up, we have someone that I get to meet for the first time, and that's Sam Tung. Sam, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
You are, thank you.
Thank God. Okay, Sam, thank you so much for joining me. Sam was very kind enough to like post about the game on Blue Sky like after we announced it, and I looked at Sam's art and I was like, "Oh man, this person does really cool storyboards. I'll bet they would be fun to play with." So I just invited Sam to join us for this. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you for having me, man.
Sam, for folks who maybe are in need of a storyboarder, where can folks find you on the internet?
I'm pretty findable on Blue Sky. I think my handle there is stung.art, and I'm on Instagram at stung_art. Yeah, so I do storyboards in Hollywood on movies, animation, video games, and I love tabletop games. I did Escape from Dino Island with Sam Roberts and
Oh.
um, some other contributions to night-related role-playing games on Longsword for Plus One Experience. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So more nights, more tabletop games. Shoot it into my veins. I love it.
That is, I absolutely love to hear that, and what a great pedigree of work. I'm a little intimidated now.
Thank you.
Um, we are going to move on to Sean Foer. Sean, welcome.
Thank you. I admit this isn't my first time trying Cosmic Century Nights since I'm Chicago-based and I run a playtest group where we've tested this game out before. But I'm also findable online at my website, sean4.com, and on Blue Sky and on TikTok. Haven't made a video in a while because I'm wedding planning. So
Whoa.
I'm getting
Whoa!
married
Hey,
in
congrats.
October. So after that, maybe I'll make more content.
Thank you for spending any amount of time with me on this in the middle of that.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, we just sent off all the songs we don't want our DJ to play.
Nice, nice. You gotta have that. Um, uh, Sean, did you point out where people can find you? I know you
Oh,
mentioned that you do that stuff, but
yeah, totally. Yes. Yeah, on my website, and I'm in most places as Scene 4.
excellent. And finally, we have Andy Licht. Andy, welcome.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, my name's Andy with an I. I use she, they pronouns. I was the resident gal at Heart of the Deernicorn for a while, doing TikToks and graphic designs. That's probably where you've seen my face on the internet. And aside from that, I've made a few tabletop role-playing games. of my own. And I like doing art and I like graphic designing. Those are skills that I have. Yeah, and if you're looking to find me, you can find me at Vulpine, VULPINE.court. And that's on Instagram and TikTok.com.
Excellent, excellent. Well, folks, I am so glad to have gathered you all here. We are going to be making characters today as part of this stream. Character creation in this is like very free-form creative. We're going to be doing a lot of world building as well. So I expect it will be fun to watch as it is to participate. The first thing, whoever's fastest to the draw, I'd like somebody to roll a d20 for me.
4.
4. Excellent.
Damn.
All right. So in Cosmic Century Nights, we assume at base level that this is more or less a generic fantasy world. As you are building your characters and we're making decisions, that world is slowly going to become more distinct and specific to the experience that we're creating together. But to give you something a little bit firmer to grasp on than generic fantasy world before we dive into character creation, we're all going to answer a question together. So we start with the generic fantasy world. 300 years ago in this fantasy world, a massive sword from outer space came down and stuck itself through the planet. This sword is known as the Cosmic Blade. And with a 4, the world building question that we're all going to answer together here is, apart from the Cosmic Blade, what experience does this world have with life beyond the stars?
I'm tempted to say very little. I feel like there's something inherently very mystical and interesting about not knowing much beyond the planet, and then just having this blade show up out of nowhere. So I'm kind of curious. I'm curious about the like very little information is known.
My first impulse was we know we're being observed.
Ooh,
we don't
like
know,
that. I like
we
that.
we don't know by whom or for what purpose, but like we know there's something up there looking down at us.
That's really fun.
That's good.
My thought, Sean, is in line with that maybe we are also doing some level of observing in return. Perhaps fruitlessly, perhaps not knowing much, but I think we're really concerned with like some kind of astronomy to figure out what's looking back at us.
There's
Oh,
definitely
I
a
like that.
Tower of Babel style, like we have to get up to them and figure out what they're doing. Totally, yes. Watch the
Right.
stars build a tower.
Here's an important question that I'll pose to Sam Tung. Sam, do we have telescopes? Is this like a world that is technologically advanced to be like, yeah, we can take a closer look at some of the heavenly bodies that are floating by?
Ooh, I think I mean, I'm a medievalist at heart, right? And so my instinct is generally in the region of the world that our story is in, probably not. And I think in some other parts of the world, perhaps like an Arab world or something like that, they've got a little more math sorted, right?
Ooh, that's a really interesting thing to think about too, because we're going to, well, maybe the assumption is wrong that I had, that like the part of the world that we're looking at is where the Cosmic Blade made landfall and is like currently sticking out of the planet. But it's so interesting to me that you might have another region of the world that doesn't have a gigantic outer space sword sticking out of it, and they're the ones who are like, no, let's build telescopes and figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, fascinating. All right. I will put that into our setting information. And then we can start our character creation in earnest. Before I started up the stream, I asked you all to roll numbers. What I'm going to do is start calling out numbers, and you're going to tell me if that's one of the ones that you rolled. And then I am going to be reading off like character creation options through that. So how many ones do we have? Just Sean. All right.
Just gonna leave my hand up here.
How many twos do we have? All right, Sean and Sam. That's good. Threes. All
Ooh.
right. 4 threes. Excellent. That means I think one of my favorite options is 3, so that hopefully somebody will get it. 4s. Wow.
Got one of those too.
That's a popular one. And 5s. Okay, just 3 on that one. 6s. Okay, another 4. I would have arranged my sheet differently if I knew it was going to cluster like this. 7s. All right. 8s. 2 8s. And 9s. 10s. All right. 11s. Okay. 12s. Thank God. 13. No 13s. 14s. All right. 2 14s. Okay. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. What a low rolling group we have.
We rolled 12 d20s across us, and none of us got higher than a 15.
Yeah. That
Wow.
is truly wild.
It's not about winning, you know? I mean, yeah.
So the way character and truly this rolling low like that isn't bad. It does mean that like we are going to have somewhat low nonsense characters in our group, which I think is fine. The way character creation works is there are 6 different aspects that define both a knight and their blade. In Cosmic Century Knights, we've got this sword from outer space. When it was landing, it ejected from it 100 legendary swords, and they scattered all across our world. When somebody finds one of these swords and is accepted by it as a knight, they become a century knight. This title merely refers to you as somebody who commands the power of a century blade. It doesn't come with any sort of political responsibility most of the time, but people would see that you wield one of these swords and they would recognize you as knight, and there probably will be expectations that are levied on you in the setting, but to start out with, just having the blade is what makes you a knight. With that said, when we build your character, we're not just building the knight holding the sword, we are building the sword itself. So the aspects are as follows. I want you to listen for ideas that intrigue you the most, and whatever, really stands out to the group the most, that is the aspect that we're going to choose first, and that'll be the one that you have the most options for. As you make a selection, you will tick off the numbers that you wrote down. And slowly you'll have fewer and fewer options till we get ideally to the aspect that everybody is least interested in, and that you will pretty much only have one choice for. The aspects are lineage of the blade. Because the cosmic blade landed 300 years ago, it's very likely that your character is not the first knight to wield your blade. The blade's lineage determines the history that may have come before. Did your sword belong to a famous hero, a famous villain, or has it acquired some sort of political responsibility in its time? Then we have the background of the wielder. That is whatever your character did before they became a knight. It's assumed that they have a little bit of lived experience of some kind. Then we've got style of the blade. This is more or less the blade silhouette, the type of sword that it is. It reads very much like a 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons equipment manual entry of a one-handed two-bladed sword, a one-handed one-bladed sword, and so on and so forth. Then we've got Birth of the Wielder. This is our opportunity to come up with wild fantasy people. If you want a race of cat people, that's how you get it in there. Then we have Appearance of the Blade. That is what your blade is made out of and how it's decorated. And finally, we have the Desires of the Knight and the Blade. So your knight will have a core motivating desire for them that inspires their your character forward, and your blade has a desire as well. Some of these blades will talk and have voices and personalities of their own, and some of them won't. They all have a desire kind of burning at their heart somewhere. So that is, those are our aspects. Based on that, is there anything that somebody is like really interested in, excited about building first? Just feel free to shout it out.
I mean, I say go in order personally, like start
Ooh.
with lineage, but I'm sorry, Andy, I sort of stepped on you.
Oh no, I was just letting my inner child take the wheel, and I was like, I want to know what my sword looks like, Goo goo gaga. Yeah, I'm a very visual person, so I was just style. I think Birth of the Knight or Style of the Blade, or sorry, Appearance. Those would be my two preferences.
Okay. Yeah, but we've got between Birth and Appearance, Sam and Sean. Is there any stronger desire?
I kind of like the sound of Appearance.
Right.
You gotta have that in there.
Well-
It is almost as like we are seeing these swords for the first time. We'll discover what they want later on.
I need
But
to
now
know
let
how many.
our eyes light up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta know what it looks like first. It's we're doing this dating app style. Okay, so your options for the numbers that I have here that are valid. We've got one is a broken sword. This blade was broken in some way. It could be cut in half, only a hilt, or a wrapped fragment of blade. This does not affect its function mechanically whatsoever. Then, for 2, we have Battle Worn. This blade has seen many battles. It is chipped and worn. For 3, we have Practice. This blade looks like it is used to learn swordplay. It looks non-lethal in some way. For 4, we have Tactical. This blade looks like an edgy mall ninja weapon. It has details like carbon fiber, woven paracord, and of course, camouflage print. 5 is Religious. This blade is covered in religious iconography. 6 is Natural. This blade has a clear connection to nature in its motif. 7 is Macabre. This blade features grim details like bones, skulls, and other death imagery. 8 is Elemental. This blade holds an obvious visual connection to an element in shape, detail, or composition. 9 is Arcane. This blade is covered in runes, symbols, and may even be glowing. 10 is Crystalline or Glass. This blade is made of glass or crystal with intricate etchings, but does not break. Number 11 is Fetish. This blade looks like an instrument used for pleasure as much as pain. There are leather clasps, straps, steel studs, and provocative details. Number 12 is Ornamental. This blade is made of gold, covered in jewels, and fit for a monarch. 14 is Invisible. This blade cannot be seen by an untrained eye. 15, our highest roll, is Star Metal. This blade was forged from wondrous materials from beyond the stars. It has unique properties even for a century blade. So, given those options, where are people leaning for the appearance of their blade?
And so, to be clear,
Mhm.
to confirm some mechanics here, we have these listed options, and we are only allowed to use our rolled numbers to select from this numbered list.
That is correct.
Understood. And we must pick only one from this list.
Only one from this list.
That is simply the most difficult thing to do.
Yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. We want you to have as many options as possible for the thing that you're most interested in, but that does mean you need to eventually pick a piece of candy and be happy with it.
Okay, and once we've selected our candy, might we record it on our character sheet?
Yes, this is what you could put under appearance for your blade on your character sheet.
Marvelous.
Awesome.
Given that I rolled very low, just
Mhm.
generally speaking, I am drawn toward already sort of making a character and a sword, which appears unassuming. I have two great options for that right now with practice and invisible, but I feel like I don't want to spend
Ooh.
my 14 just yet. So I
Sure.
think I want to go with a sword that literally like looks like it's barely a weapon at all. I want to spend my 3 and take a practice weapon
That's
here.
great.
Excellent.
Cool.
I think
cool.
that's the right call. I'm gonna go in the opposite direction and spend my big money fast. I want the Star Metal Blade.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Someone's
Yeah.
got to do it.
Excellent.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, the blade looks like the night sky, and at the right angles you catch like nebulas in it, and
Ooh,
yeah.
oh,
Sick.
that's so cool.
Andy, is there one you're thinking of?
No, you go first, Sam.
Okay. I gotta go with the Arcane Blade. I
Arcane.
love some good runes.
Mhm.
That sounds absolutely sick. The glowing on it. Yeah, gotta go Arcane.
Who among us could say that they don't love a rune? You'd
I
be
know,
crazy
right?
not to.
I'm gonna go with the Religious Blade, I think.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I think it's almost unidentifiable as a blade at first. You're like, is that one of those little candle dowser thingies, or like, is it some sort of does it belong on an altar? And then you're like, oh nope, it's a sword. Never mind. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I can't wait to
Mhm.
find out what your style for your blade is with
Indeed.
that in mind. Cool. Excellent. All right. So that was appearance of the blade. I will point out that if you are in any of these aspects and you go, well, none of them feel right. It feels like all of these options are distracting from the character that is slowly starting to build up. There are null options where you retain all of your numbers and save them for future picks. I think for the first one, we probably don't need a null option. That would have been just a utilitarian blade, which is the most basic version of whatever the style of your sword is. Regardless, I heard the other option that we were looking at maybe going with first is Birth of the Wielder. So I am going to go through our options here, starting with one. One is Cursed. You and your kin suffer the unfortunate effects of a supernatural curse. It causes you to look different than most sapients, and it may even cause you pain and suffering. For 2, we have Evanescent. Your lifespan is considerably shorter than most sapient beings. You grow, age, and learn quickly, but the price for that speed is a life that feels unjustly fleeting. For 3, we have Monstrous. Others of your birth would consider you a monster. Others not of your birth would consider you a monster. Not only are you big and scary, but you possess some minor ability that others fear that you could use to harm or deceive them. While others of your birth may have taken the path of malfeasance, you have not. For 4, we have Small Folk. You are notably smaller than other sapient creatures. Many places are built for bigger folk and therefore inconvenient for you, but you can easily get by with less. For 5, we have beast folk. You are a humanoid that shares traits with one or many animals. Your people have built your own civilization and culture, but look starkly different from humans. You might have fur, scales, claws, fangs, and other bestial traits. For 6, we have underfolk. You hail from the depths beneath the earth. Caverns, tunnels, and halls of the underground are where your people have built their civilization. You can journey anywhere, but home will always be a dark and enclosed space. For 7, we have plant folk. You have more in common with flora than fauna, with features like leaves, petals, bark, and sap. You can still walk and talk like many other sapients, but your needs and perspectives are often radically different. For 8, we've got aquafolk. Your people hail from water. Salt or fresh, the oceans, seas, lakes, and rivers are in your blood. You might have gills and share traits with other marine animals. For 9, we have elemental. Your lineage has been forged from the primordial forces of nature and the cosmos. Choose an element and describe how you are an amalgam of humanoid form and such forces. For 10, we have giant. You tower over most sapients, easy to spot in a crowd. While many marvel at your perceived might, few understand how difficult it is to navigate places that are built too small for you. 11, we have Shining One. There is something ineffably alluring about you and your kin. You might have luminous blood, blessings from gods or stars, or you just have a collection of rare traits. Many look upon you with jealousy, lust, and longing, which is both tragic and useful. For 12, we have Ageless One. You are particularly long-lived. Some sapients even consider you to be immortal. Your perspective on many things is considered odd because you have so much more time than most. For 14, we have Animated Object. You were just an object until one day you weren't. You have thoughts and feelings beyond your understanding. Wherever you're from, whatever you were, you have a world to discover now that you've been given life. And that's it.
Andy, you wanted beast folk, didn't you?
What? No, what? Damn,
Oh
you
my
sound
God.
crazy right now, James. I think I'm gonna say I think your character creation system's broken. I think you need to scrap the whole game, rewrite the whole game. I very well may have spent my 5 on my sword, and that very well may have prevented me from perhaps playing a character with animal-like qualities for the ears that I'm currently donning.
Well, there are other ways to get yourself animal-like qualities. I mean, if you had aquafolk on there, certainly that's one way to do it.
That's true. That's absolutely true. No, I made my nest, but yes, Sam, your observation holds true. I was cursing myself. I was like, oh. And I almost picked the fetish sword too. Anyways,
I would love to spend my 6 and get underfolk, because I feel like there could be some cool arc or dichotomy with, like, I have a space cosmic sword, but I'm like an underground guy,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
it's like the sword is like aspirational.
I like that. And we'll define once everybody's made their character choices, we'll define like what your births are in particular. Especially at this stage, I like to keep things loose, just so you can change your options and let the character evolve as things move.
I am once again presented with multiple options for humble, unassuming characters. In this case, it's small folk or animated object. And I think I'm going to make the same move again and save that 14 for when it really feels right. And I'm just going to be a little guy.
A little guy. Love it.
Fantastic.
Little guy with a practice sword.
I think I'm gonna spend my 11, and I'm gonna be a shining one.
Ooh.
Is what I would like to do.
That's cool.
And I think there's some sort of synchronicity there with this religious blade that I wield.
Ooh.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, cult leader to be determined.
I was thinking of spending the 14 also, Sean, on animated object because I love an animated object, but I really like this arcane sword with an evanescent character. So I'm gonna spend my 2 for evanescent.
Okay. Oh,
Mm.
deeply.
It took a
deeply
lot of
gorgeous.
power for me to avoid being a golem. I love golems a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm like, that's too. I'm trying to play against type whenever I can,
Sure, sure.
work the muscle.
Yeah, I mean, playing against type is how you develop new types.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
It's why this ingenious character creation system prevented me from playing a character with beast-like qualities.
Oh, I want to point out, I love how chat blew up as soon as you were called out for wanting the furry thing. They just, there's a hail of comments. Just
Yes, the rest
came
of
in.
chat, I think, is that my regular gaming group has found the stream and is trolling me for
Phenomenal.
not playing regularly because I have a 6-month-old baby. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's what the rest of that is about.
Wow, congratulations to you, and thank you for wasting your time with me as well. That's beautiful. All right, we are going to move on to our next aspect. The ones that we have remaining are lineage of the blade, background of the wielder, style of the blade, and desires of the knight and blade.
I'm really interested in lineage. That one
Let's
sounds very cool to me.
do it. Lineage. Okay. So for 1 on lineage, we have Cursed Blade. This blade has a reputation of slaying every knight who has ever wielded it. 2 is the Demon's Servant. A demon or devil bestowed this blade to you. It intends to fill the world with petty evils and woeful calamities. Has it found a proper vessel or a stubborn hero? Number 3 is one of my favorites, Rented. You are leasing this blade from a rightful owner. You are allowed to command its blessings at their grace. Number 4 is Sword of Nameless Knights. This blade was briefly wielded by 1 or more knights who never really amounted to much. It is known to those who track Century blades, but it is dismissed and underestimated. Then we have Blade of the Rambling Fool for number 5. This blade was owned by a great trickster. It was accomplice to many mischievous deeds, both benign and malicious. People might be excited to see it, but also feel guarded around it. For 6, we have the Chosen One. Whether you are the Chosen One or now serve them, the destiny that has been brought the Chosen One into the world must be fulfilled. 7 is the Lover's Blade. This blade has played a part in many great love stories across the world and throughout history. Some sweet and tragic. Many look to this blade with hope and yearning. 8 is the Sword of the Bandit King. This blade once belonged to a legendary king of thieves. There are those who would see the holder of this blade jailed, and others who would swear loyalty. 9 is an Order of Knights. Owning this blade inducts you into a special order within the already exclusive ranks of the Century Knights. It grants you privileges and responsibilities. Then we have 10, the People. This blade was bestowed upon you by the will of the people. Their votes were cast so that you might become their knight. Then 12 is the Rightful King. This blade and holding this blade and commanding its blessings makes you a rightful ruler of the realm. Whether you inspire loyalty or enmity, your claim is inarguable. For all who would oppose you, there are just as many who would pledge loyalty. Then going up to 14, a Fallen Order of Warriors. By taking up this blade, you have become the last member of an order of knights. In wielding it, you wield their legacy. You can choose to bring it back to glory or end it once and for all. With those as your options, what do you choose? And the null option, in case that's all too overwhelming, is an unclaimed blade. That would make you the first person to ever wield this blade, and therefore it has no lineage. It begins with you.
Ooh.
Since I have not gone first yet, I will say that I am going to spend my number 6, and my blade's lineage is going to be that of the Chosen One, but I am not the Chosen One. I am wielding this blade to bring around the Chosen One yet again. And in
Cool.
in the name of this religious-looking blade, I am spreading the good word that the Chosen One, I'm on the hunt for them. And that one day they might
That's
return and
great.
save us all.
Kind of
That's
a Morpheus.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I'm leaning towards number 4, Sword of Nameless Knights. I think it's because the arcane nature of this blade and the runes on it, no other knight has been able to crack it yet. No knight really knows what they do.
Cool.
So that's what my character is trying to do, is decipher this and finally figure out what it holds.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that.
I'm going to use my 9 and take Order of Knights. The blade inducts you into a special order within the already exclusive ranks of Century Knights. Because I like the world building thing that we had talked about, where like maybe some people are trying to watch back. I love the Tower of Babel thing. So maybe I got the space cosmic sword, and now I'm in with the dudes who are trying to figure out what's going on up in space.
Oh, that's really, really cool. We will zoom in on that soon enough. That's awesome.
Yeah, again, I'm torn between spending my 14. So it's I love the Blade of the Rambling Fool. It also seems to fit nicely with the sword appearing non-lethal for being owned by a
Sure.
great
Ooh.
trickster.
That's fun.
I think I think we're sticking with it. I think we'll go with spending my 5 on the Blade of the Rambling Fool.
Blade of the
here.
Rambling Fool. All right.
Nice.
Excellent. Then our next options are background of the wielder, style of the blade, and desires of the knight and blade.
I can't hold it in anymore. I gotta know what my sword wants.
Oh yeah. All right, we'll do desires of the knight and blade together. So you're going to be choosing 2 on this one.
Oh.
Ooh.
For 1, your option is suffering, a desire to see pain, frustration, and anger in as many beings as possible. For 2, it's vengeance, a wish, a desire for revenge against a specific person, entity, or organization. And for the blade, it is a wish to help beings satisfy an impulse for revenge. For 3, we have destruction, a desire to destroy something utterly for the sake of destruction itself. For 4, we have defender, a desire to help the helpless and defend the innocent. 5, it's balance, a desire for things to exist in a non-exclusive harmony. For 6, we have wanderlust, a desire to see all places, peoples, and lands. 7 is duty, honor, and justice, a pull to keep oaths and see tasks to completion within the letter and spirit of the law. 8 is nature, a desire to foster the natural world, to protect diverse and healthy ecosystems, defending them against defilement. 9 is all chosen up, actually. 10 is glory, a desire to do great deeds and be known across the land. 12 is command empires, a desire to conquer, unite, and exert power. Then 14, we have wealth and treasure, a desire to gather as much wealth as possible, seeking never to be parted with it.
James,
Yes.
I appear to still have a 9 remaining.
Then I must have done my numbers wrong. Okay.
That's okay.
I forgot to draw a box in. That's all right. For 9, it is peace, a desire to disrupt conflict and violence. And if none of these appeal to you, the none option here is friendship or connection. This is a desire to encounter, befriend, and positively impact as many beings as possible.
Aww.
Because that's the genre, folks.
Wow.
I am going to take the null option. I'm going to take the null option for my knight. I think my knight wants friendship, and I'm spending that 14. I think the blade wants that cash money.
Ooh, I
Amazing.
love it. I love it.
So these are, you don't have to pick one line. You can pick one. You pick one and one.
You pick one for each. You and your
Okay.
blade very well might not agree. One of you
And-
might
and
want
in-
peace, and the other one wants pain and suffering.
And in fact, unless you have two of the same numbers, you will be
You
picking.
won't. Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
but something like defender and duty, honor, and justice easily could pair together.
Sure, but those are different number
Those
entries.
Are
though,
different
right?
number entries. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
And I'm assuming that multiple players can pick the same option.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. I have thoughts on mine, but if anybody else wants to go first, feel free.
I say
Everybody's
get
too
in
busy
there.
trying to
Go
make
ahead.
decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my knight is Wanderlust, and that's
Ooh.
partially because of their evanescent birth. They want to see as much as they can in the little time that they have. But the blade wants destruction. And my knight does not know that because they don't know what those runes mean yet.
That is
Mm.
delicious. So, like,
Mm.
you are having a peaceful little travel log and leaving behind you just
Absolutely.
a trail of blown up buildings and,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
ashes.
Maybe.
Hmm.
That's great.
I'm gonna play it straight. I'm gonna say that my knight is a defender, has a desire to defend. I think both this blade that they carry, but also
Sure.
the weak, and also perhaps this legacy of the chosen one. And I'm gonna say that the blade itself wants glory. The blade wants to be known. It's like,
Oh,
please get me in the
sure.
hands of my chosen one.
Yeah.
Right? Get me away from this person because they do not know what they're doing. Right.
That's awesome.
That's really, really good. All right. I think
Is it
Sam,
just-
what were yours again?
The blade is destruction and the knight is wanderlust.
Excellent. And Sam Tung?
My knight. I'm gonna pick 5. Balance, a desire for things to exist in non-exclusive harmony. Right. It's kind of I got this balance underground sky thing going
Oh,
on.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But for my sword, I feel like of my remaining numbers, probably defender, a desire to help the helpless and defend the innocent. So it's a
Sure.
a space sword for good. We're gonna go with that.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Excellent.
Cool.
All right. So those are our desires. We're closing in on the end of these lists. And it's style of the blade and background of the wielder.
I would like to do background of the wielder now, if that works.
Let's do it. Ooh, we're starting with blade and ending with blade. I do like that. All right, background of the wielder. Our remaining options. For 1, we have criminal or prisoner. You broke the law, and you must either elude capture for your crimes or serve a sentence. For 2, we have Orphan. Life has dealt you a hard hand to play. Your rightful guardians were taken from you, and you likely have seen the hardest edges of the world. However, you can still be a hero and guardian to others. 3 is Merchant. You ran or were an essential part of a business of some kind. You could have traveled the world peddling wares or maintained an office in a city until a Century Blade called you to a new life. Then we jump all the way up to 6, Tired Soldier. War has dominated your entire life. You've lost too many friends and seen too much suffering. It is a bitter irony that at the end of that troubled road lay yet another blade. 7 is Clergy. You've lived a pious life of religious observance. You might have studied texts, led congregations, or served in a monastery. Clearly, your deity has other plans for you, as you have found a Century Blade. 8 is Outcast. You've lived your life on the fringes of society, thrown out because they never understood you. Now is your chance to show them that they were wrong, and perhaps carve a better world. Then we jump up to 12. 12 is Isekai. You once lived in another world with very different technology, traditions, and concerns. You find yourself in a new world with so many unfamiliar things to learn and so many new ways to apply your knowledge. Then 14 is Mistaken Identity. You are literally not the person everyone thinks you are. You stumbled into the circumstance that you find yourself in now, and it seems inescapable. What you face in this persona might be terrifying, but being exposed will definitely be worse.
Does anybody else have a 12? Because if not, I've got to go Isekai. That's
You
so
are
funny.
the
I
only
love
12.
that. That's so funny. Absolutely.
Thank you, Sam, for being the first person who's chosen Isekai.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too good.
I
I think-
literally changed it down to 12. It used to be 13. I changed it down
Yeah.
to 12 because not enough people were rolling it. And I was just like, no, I want this to happen.
Meant
No,
to
that's
be.
great. It goes well with the Wanderlust.
Yes.
Oh, gosh,
Yep.
yeah.
You got to see that world.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
This campaign is now legally obligated to be called something like "I wound up in another world and now I'm a cosmic century knight."
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What do you mean you don't have telescopes?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a scholar. That's why I know that my religious blade is important and belongs to the chosen one, because nobody else has read the text, and I
Oh, that's
spent
right.
a lot of time
I forgot
reading the
to read
text.
Scholar out loud because I had checked it off, but I did write it in another box that I simply ignored. Thank you, Andy, for catching
It's
that.
okay. Well, I realize now that there's lists, and that would have saved me from some beast folking long ago, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Hey, I gave you all the tools. It was in the
Yeah.
email. It was in the email.
Mr. Police, I gave you all the clues.
I gave you
My
all
own
the
worst
character creation
enemy.
options.
I will we're gonna play an old classic. I'm gonna be an orphan. I'm gonna hand my GM that little black box for them to use as they please.
Excellent.
Mhm.
I
Excellent.
can't wait for weeks from now revealing who your real parents are.
Can't wait to find out.
I'm gonna take the null option. Hapless farmhand. Yeah, my guy's he's a humble rock farmer who has found himself with a space sword.
Phenomenal.
I love a rock farmer.
Just
Um,
yeah, real fish out of water situation. Poking his head above ground and looking at the stars.
Well, folks, this brings us down to style of the blade, our last aspect to settle. Our remaining options are, for one, double-edged one-handed sword. This is a broad-bladed sword fit for a soldier with a shield. Example swords would be a Xiphos, a Gladius, an arming sword, or Viking sword. Then 3 is a double-edged two-handed sword, like long swords, bastard swords, and broadswords. Jumping all the way down to 6, we have curved single-edged two-handed sword. These are katanas, dobs, taichis, and kriegmessers. 7 is a giant single-edged two-handed sword. That would be something like an odachi, a zanmadao, or a falx. 8 is a thrust and cut sword. An example would be a side sword or a rapier. Then we jump all the way up to 14 and we get concealed, a blade that can be hidden like a cane sword.
I'm gonna cash in on that 14. I want to do that hidden blade. Love one of those. It's gotta be that. Gotta be that.
Nice. And the null option for this one is just basic. The most utilitarian of blades. It's got a handle, an edge, and a point. It is a tool more than a weapon with no functionality beyond what you can give it.
I'm going to play another classic, use my 1, and just take a double-edged, one-handed practice sword.
Great.
Awesome.
Nice. I'm gonna cash in my number 8 and get like a rapier or an epee.
Ooh.
Something with like a lot of extra of the little like frilly, curly bits near the hilt.
Oh yeah, the
The
basket,
basket hilt.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
yeah, way too much filigree, way too much like yeah.
I love that.
They got really carried away with the religious iconography. So, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta spend that 7 and get that giant single edge, man. That sort of like
yeah.
big Sephiroth-y,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sephiroth-esque.
yeah,
gigantic-
fuck off sword.
The
yeah.
scene in Gurren Lagann where Kamiya is drawing the katana and it just keeps going.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, big and dramatic, and it's good character design, right? Real shapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, those are our aspects. But of course, that's not the end of character creation, because you're not just holding regular swords, you're holding century blades. And that means we need to give your blades blessings. So I am going to ask each of you to roll a D100 3 times. Write down your results and then tell me what they were. Ooh.
You said a D100 3 times?
3 times.
3 times.
All right, my low rolling streak is over.
Ooh, that bodes well.
Wow. You said that, and you actually ended my low rolling streak by saying that. Your words had that effect on my dice. Very interesting.
I'm a magic man.
Also, I apologize if I missed something. I see there's an appearance under my knight.
Yes,
But I have
the
no-
appearance under night is up to you. You are going to describe what your
Oh.
character looks like. Yeah.
Marvelous.
We'll get to that once we've put all these puzzle pieces together and ask for a character description.
Love it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Is it already 8? Oh wait, 8:30 is when my thing's. Never mind. I'm fine. We're all fine. I scheduled this stream back to back with the one with the next group of people, and I'm like, did I not estimate the time? And I'm like, no, I think I actually did it perfectly. I'm gonna hope. What are everybody's D100 results? Sean, let's start with you. You said you were going high.
Yes, I've got 49, 91, 99.
Whoa! I thought I was going to have you beat, but
All right. Andy, what about yours?
I have 34, 89, and then 98.
Whoa!
So close. Yeah.
And Sam?
I've got a 2, a 61, and a 10.
Okay. And Sam Lay.
I have an 8, a 51, and a 64.
All right, perfect. We are going to start by giving your blade their miraculous blessing. This is their most powerful ability that you might not even be able to activate upon character creation, but go with vibes here. For 2, the option is World King form. Spend 5 effort and gain a bonus of 4 + 1 per level to your control and impact rolls. You must spend 1 effort per round to maintain this form. Then 8 is Mechanical Armor Blade. Spend 6 to summon a suit of magical armor that fully protects your body and enhances your abilities until the end of the scene. This armor reduces incoming damage equal to half your current level, rounding up. In armor form, you may add your refresh die to any control or impact roll you make a number of times equal to twice your level. Once you have used all of your enhancements, you revert to your unarmored form until you activate the ability again. 10 is Supreme Blessing Mimic. Spend 1. You may copy the minor blessing of any blade your sword has touched in the last 24 hours. Spend 2. You may copy the major blessing of any blade your sword has touched in the last 12 hours. Spend 3. You may copy the miraculous blessing of any blade your sword has touched in the last hour. To use these blessings, you must still pay their full cost, and they retain the same limitations. Once you have used a stolen blessing, your sword must touch the blade again to access its power. Then we jump up to 34. 34 is the Champion Blade. Oh, interesting that these came up in the same thing. There are 6 gems embedded in this sword's hilt, which are capable of holding miraculous power. If you defeat another knight, you gain a single use of a blessing from that blade. You may choose any blessing it is capable of, including ones of miraculous power. You may only store up to 6 slots worth of blessings. You can store multiple copies of the same blessing, but they each must be won in a legitimate contest. Then we have 49. 49 is Disposable Mastery. Spend 3, and you instantly succeed at any action you attempt, but you may only use this effect on a given action once in your life. This action is specific. This is action specific, not target specific, meaning you can choose to instantly behead an opponent as an action, but you will not be able to behead this way again, even if you select a different opponent as your target. You may flawlessly perform Ave Maria on the piano and also flawlessly perform Ave Maria on a violin and spontaneously perform a flawless rendition of Fleur de Lune, as all of those are separate but similar actions. The truth of what you have and have not done before is a negotiation between you and your GM with the goal of serving interesting moments. Like all actions, you are able to select the control and impact die for each action, but they are always assumed to roll at their maximum. Now we move to 51. God. One of the silliest ones, Blade of 3 Spirits. Spend 7 and touch a living target with your blade. That night, they will be visited by 3 spirits that will show your target visions in attempt to teach them a lesson. Define the theme of each spirit and the vision that they show your target. This can be as detailed or as vague as your group wishes. Spirits will roll D10s, a D10, a D12, and a D20, plus any effort you decide to expend. If the combined result exceeds the target's current hit points, they will experience a miraculous epiphany regarding the lesson you were trying to teach. This will drastically alter their plans and actions in the future. That change should be a negotiation between you and your GM with an emphasis on interesting results. If the ghosts fail to teach your target, they don't alter their morals, but they incur a penalty equal to your level when you invoke the possibility of divine retribution related to one of the visions that they saw. Then we go to 61. 61 is the Sunstriker Blade. Spend 7, and for the duration of the scene, you gain a bonus die to control and impact rolls based on the position of the sun in the sky. That is 1d4 at night when the moon is visible, 1d8 during most of the day, 1d10 at dawn and dusk, 1d12 at noon, and 1d20 for 1 minute at high noon, and 1d100 when exposed to the sun outside the protection of an atmosphere. This bonus is halved, rounding up, if the sun is not visible on the surface of the planet that you are standing on. Then we go to 64. 64 is the Divine Curse Blade. Spend 6. Mark an individual you can see with a divine curse. Until the marked person is beset, the marked person is beset by misfortune and misery. Every time they roll control, they must roll a d8. If the result of the d8 is higher, their action fails automatically. Your mark remains until you release it. Your victim bests you in combat. The individual always knows you have marked them and your location. The blade can mark as many people as the wielder has effort to spend, but this effort cannot be recovered until the mark is released by your will, your defeat, or the victim's death.
James, I'm so sorry. Can I interrupt you for just a moment?
Of course.
I am being summoned away to go parent, so I have to dip a little early. I seriously
It's totally
apologize.
okay. Yeah.
The game is awesome, and I can't wait to play it. I like everything you've done is exactly what I want. So, thank you very
Sam,
much for
I'm
having me.
so glad to
It's
have
so
you.
good to
Could
meet
you
all.
tell me quickly your numbers once more? So
Yes,
I'll cross them
yes.
off?
I want Miraculous 61. I want Sunstriker. We're
Sunstriker.
we're
All right.
keeping the cosmic theme. Major, I want Alter Fate. That's number 10. And minor, Glowing Blade, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's number 2. It was great to meet you all. Sorry I have to cut early, but
It's Totally cool.
I
It was so nice
can't wait to
meet
play
you.
games with you all again soon. So let's keep in touch
Well,
and
it's so nice to meet you.
good luck with the Kickstarter.
Thank you.
Later, Sam.
Cool. Bye everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, that's going to make... Oh, yep. Well, it could have been worse, actually. Andy and Sean are in a recognizable place. It is merely Sam that has to be moved around. How poetic and fitting that it is the Sams that should displace each other. We're going to do it this way. Come on, unlock. There we go. There we go. That's good enough for government work. Yeah. Awesome. We were stuck at 64, so now we're at 89. 89 is gonna be bide time. For every round in combat that you don't draw your weapon or attack, you add +1 to a multiplier that starts at 1. You can spend 7 effort to multiply the impact of all of your rolls by your multiplier until the end of the scene. 91 is Generous Arming Blade. You can spend 5 to create a copy of this blade with all of its major and minor blessings. You can choose to assign any sapient creature to be the knight of that blade, including yourself. Any creature wielding a duplicate blade will be able to activate any of the blessings by spending the regular effort costs. If you wield a duplicate blade, you only need to spend effort costs once to gain the effect multiple times. even every even level, gain a new minor and major blessing with a random roll on those tables. This does not remove those blessings from the blessing pool, and you may make as many copies as you have effort to support. These copies vanish after every new and full moon. Then we've got 98, which is Cosmic Scales. You can spend 6 to touch an item, person, or group of items or people to balance them. This can be through quality, quantity, physicality, or metaphysicality. Touching a king and a pauper will bring the king to ruin and great fortune to the pauper. Touching 2 barrels of water will take away water from one and give water to another in order to make them equal. Then finally, 99 is Oblivion Strike. You spend 10 effort, and until the end of the scene, this blade radiates a terrifying void that swallows light and sound. It deals no additional damage during combat, but any opponent felled by this blade is unwritten from history, with only you to remember them. At every 3rd level, roll for a new major and minor blessing on those charts. And these rolls do not remove those blessings from the pool. Based on that, what's everybody doing?
Wowzers. So, and to be clear, for myself and for the people at home,
Yes.
we can, how does it work then assigning a minor, a major?
We'll get to those as soon as you've selected your miraculous. So when you select your miraculous,
we're just doing our miraculous first. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. So whichever of these powers we want to be our biggest and best.
Yes.
Marvelous. Wow.
It's a non-choice for me. We gotta take Oblivion Strike.
Yeah, I was
Phenomenal.
hoping that your
Happened.
little guy would
Unwritten
take the
from
Oblivion Strike.
history. Wild.
The story of the last owner of this blade is very, very clear to me now.
Ooh.
I'm going to also pick my high level one and say Cosmic Scales. Seems like some sort of great cosmic justice, some sort of religious karma.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, especially serving a chosen one.
Coming to the land. Yeah.
I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to pick my number 8 and go with Mechanical Armor Blade because that just feels right for the isekai piece. It just feels correct. So, got to be that one.
That's awesome. You're coming to bring mech madness to this world.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
All right. Let's see. Okay. That's right. The 8. Okay. So, for your major blessings, at 2 we've got Phase. You can instantly disappear from your location and reappear in the same place within 10 seconds. You can spend 4 to activate this ability in response to another action. And actually, I need to use the restroom really quick, so I'm going to hit a pause on this stream, and I'll be right back. All right. So I didn't intend for us to have to take that break. Jumping back into it. Let's see. I read phase. We are down to 34, which is the balanced wishing blade.
James,
Yes.
sorry, could I make a quick retcon before I hear any of the other options? Having
Yes.
just heard the miraculous ones, I really do. I now see how the charts are organized. And you preface this at the start. I don't want the cosmic scales. I do want the champion blade for my fabled champion that I will one day bring it to. It's a religious
Ah,
sword.
good.
There's 6 blessings that come with it. I can talk about the 6 blessings that our champion will bring to the world. It's got the blessings and the champion of it all. So that's going to be my
Okay.
miraculous pick.
Which number was that again?
That was 34.
34.
34 was the number, correct?
Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. All right.
And that
the
was
one
my
got
fault.
One that got freed up was 98. So
Correct. Yes.
there we
Thank
go.
you for working with me. Yes. Yep.
No worries. No worries. Okay.
All right.
So, hey, we don't even have to deal with that 34. We are jumping all the way up to 49, and 49 is Explosive Inscription. This allows you to spend 4 effort and remove a pen from the hilt of your blade to write a message that will explode once it is read. I am now abbreviating these descriptions so that we can finish. After that, we have 51, the Inferno Blade. You spend 4 effort to give plus 1d8 fire damage to all attacks for a single scene. And down at 64, we've got the Zodiac Blade of the Firemane Lion. Spend 4 effort to summon the Firemane Lion to fight with you for the duration of a scene. You can also spend 2 to cause your lion to breathe a stream of fire in a single direction, doing 1d10 every 2 levels of fire damage. Then we have 64. No, we did 64. We've got 89. 89 is going to be the Essence Blade of the Dog. Wielding this sword gives you the features of a dog-human hybrid. Andy, was this your role?
Sorry. Yes.
Amazing that you still pulled it off. I can't believe it. Choose 3 of the following. Others find you easy to love, upgrading your control and impact for all social roles. You gain canine fangs, upgrading your melee attacks. You gain a superhuman sense of smell and hearing, upgrading control and impact for all perception-based checks involving those senses. Gain an enhanced running speed that allows you to double your movement. And the ability to summon extra endurance, spending a refresh slot to immediately add 1d8 to your hit points and effort.
I'm going to hear my other option before I accept the Puppy Girl Blade, but that is a miraculous work of fate.
Yeah, truly can't believe it worked out that way. Oh, well, here's the thing. The other one's the Essence Blade of the Raccoon. That makes you a raccoon human hybrid.
We can't miss. So, we'll save us the time. I'm taking the dog blade.
Great.
Give me the dog blade.
Great.
All right. Wow.
Wow. Truly
Wow.
upset that they couldn't get Beast Folk in the beginning, but we pulled it off anyways, folks. That's
Were
the
you 98?
I had 80. I had 89 and 98.
98.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
excuse me. Yeah.
Oh,
98
symbiotic warrior.
is Symbiotic Warrior. Split off a copy of this blade that recognizes the person of your choice as Knight. This copy can activate your minor power a number of times equal to your level. While your target is wielding this blade, you are able to use the minor blessings of their blade. You can instead elect to gain a use of their major blessing. It costs hit points instead of effort. Every even level, you will roll for an additional minor blessing for your blade. These rolls do not remove these blessings from the chart.
I'm going to do something wild. I'm going to do something unprecedented. I'm actually not taking the Puppy Girl Blade. This is crazy. I asked for it, but I know now what I want. I'm taking the Symbiotic Warrior. major blessing, and here's why. It's because I'm looking for the chosen one, and so I need to have a copy of this blade to give to people so they can take it for a trial run, because the true champion
Ooh.
would be able to wield it well.
That's
And how-
good.
And
That's
how am I going to know
really
if they
good.
can't test it off the lot?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I will pick up the slack and I will take an essence blade. I will take the raccoon. I'll become a
Phenomenal.
raccoon boy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's little guy behavior.
That
It
is
really
little
is.
guy behavior. A
Weak
little
guy.
who can sweetly unwrite you from existence. The last thing that we have is the minor blessings, and we are truly running out of time as my next stream is about to start, which I feel so bad about this.
You're
Folks,
so good.
For let's see, 2 was already taken. 49, I'm just going to be reading titles here, is The Festive Blade. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You plant it into the ground and it becomes a table full of food. 51 is the appropriate amount of rope. You can spend 2 to pull out the appropriate amount of rope for whatever activity you need to do with it. 64 is the carriage blade. By spending 2, you can turn your blade into a well-appointed carriage with a noble set of 4 white horses and coachmen. Then 91 is the color change blade. Touch the blade to an object no larger than a horse and spend 1 to change its color.
And we don't have a choice.
You don't have
do
a choice
we?
here. That's just
Okay.
it's all been
And
narrowed
actually,
down to.
my remaining number was 89. So I think I'm
89.
the blade, which is my sword is nothing but blades.
Oh yeah, never mind.
would seem.
The sword is nothing
Which
but blades.
Which I love. I love copying this sword and giving it to people and saying, "Hey, try this out." You know,
That does
and they're
really
like,
work out.
Yeah.
Extremely good.
Interesting.
I gotta go with that appropriate amount of rope. I decided to go with the Firemane Lion for the major, which I feel like is good for the destructive nature of the sword, the destructive will, I should say, of the sword. And so, but I love appropriate amount of rope. That's so funny to me. It's perfect.
And a festive blade for me.
God,
be-
so you're serving meals and throwing parties, being a little raccoon guy, and also if he kills you, no one will remember your name.
Yeah, amazing.
I adore this. I unfortunately must go and welcome our other guests, so I don't have time to learn more about these characters. But Andy, I know that we will see this character later on one of our later streams, so I'm very much looking forward to that.
Fun.
Me too. Yeah, I might even make a little art, James, if I'm feeling crazy.
Oh, I love insanity. My dear friend. Sam and Sean, thank you so much for joining me. And chat, hang around because we will be right back with another set of guests.